I recently discovered I was in a dopamine loop. I was constantly checking my phone to see how many likes I had. And when I had that dopamine spike, do you think I just said, time to stop? I have to work on my goals? No. I went to the kitchen, I grabbed myself a snack that I did not need. I ended up then just scrolling and watching videos for a long time before I repeated the whole process again of checking my phone for those likes. So what's the main takeaway? Oftentimes we can find ourselves in a similar situation. It's not just one bad thing that takes up our time, floods us with dopamine, but rather it can be just a sequence where it all of a sudden becomes a bad habit. The problem with being in the loop is number one, it wastes so much time, and number two, it takes so much energy to escape it and then still stay on track with doing the productive tasks. Now, my example with checking the likes, getting some food, and then scrolling, that was just a small example. But what if we were to zoom out? See this dopamine loop on a daily time frame. How many of us are chasing dopamine from the second that we hit that snooze alarm to us pushing back our bedtime later and later? Well, that's what we're going to discuss in today's video. We're going to be going over this flowchart, and don't worry if the text is too small, we're going to be zooming in so everybody can read it. But on the left-hand side, we have somebody that's going through a rough dopamine loop. They're not making the best choices, they feel sluggish, they're not motivated, and they want to progress and improve, but they just can't. As opposed to somebody else that's in a similar situation, but they're making better choices, and they are just feeling much better with the situation that they're in. So this goes over the course of 24 hours, and we start off with the morning on the rough side. This individual hits the snooze alarm multiple times. They spend way too much time checking their phone, looking at social media, drinking way too much caffeine because they're feeling tired. Then they eat a horrendous breakfast, not healthy at all. They procrastinate for leaving on work on time, and in fact, they're late. They take frequent breaks. They're checking their phone all the time at work, eating an unhealthy lunch. When they finally do leave work and get home, they eat junky snacks, but they do talk to their friends and family. Afterwards, they prepare an unhealthy dinner, and they spend all their time watching Netflix, drinking booze, and playing video games way into the night, way past their bedtime, going to bed super late until they repeat the whole process again. All right, well, let's try it on the flip side over here. This individual, they wake up without an alarm or without hitting the snooze. They don't check the notifications on their phone. They set aside specific times in the day to only look at their phone. They go for a morning walk or workout. They eat a healthy breakfast, not just something high in sugar or carbs. They leave ahead of time for work, so they're there on time. They take frequent breaks. They walk around. They drink water. Then when they do leave work, they get home, have a healthy snack, talk to family and friends, in which then they prepare a healthy dinner. They work on themselves to progress, so exercise, learning a new skill, and then they go to bed at the same time every night on time, in which, again, they repeat. So this is just one example how the person on the left found themselves in a dopamine loop and how they may be feeling sluggish and unmotivated, especially in comparison to the person on the right. So now that we have an idea of what rough dopamine loops look like, how do we improve that? Well, from my side, I'm somebody that I want to improve everything 100% right away, but I know that's not sustainable. So what I end up doing is I focus on one task and one task only, and it provides a benefit in two ways. Number one, it allows me to pick a new path because I'm breaking the routine. I'm breaking that loop. It's really challenging, but once that's broken, I can set up a new path, which is really nice. Secondly, it's help trains my mind to seek out long-term gratification versus that short-term gratification, and that is really beneficial. Now, if you made it this far, please make sure to like and subscribe, and also let me know in the comments section any dopamine loops that you had to overcome, and how did you do it? I'll see you guys in the next video.